back to my live stream where I talk about whatever I want. My name is Chloe. This is the house of Chloe that I built in my parents' backyard. Tonight, where I streamed for the Super Bowl today because just because I wanted to. So we're going to be reading Leviticus chapter 24 through 25. And that's going to be about 1, 2, 3, just like a page. Care of the tabernacle of lamps. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, so let's begin. Command the children of Israel that they bring to you pure oil or pressed olives with the light to make the lamps burn continually outside the veil of the testimony in the tabernacle of meeting. Aaron shall be in charge of it. Shall be a statute forever in your generations. He shall be in ensure the Lord continually charge of the lamps on shall be in each cake. You shall set them in 2 rows, 6 in a row, on the pure gold table before the Lord. And you shall put pure frankincense on each row, that it may be on the bread of a memorial made by fire to the Lord. Every Sabbath he shall set it in order before the Lord continually, being taken from the children by an everlasting covenant. And it shall be for Aaron and his sons, and they shall eat it in a holy place, for it is most holy to him, from the offering of the Lord made by fire, by a perpetual statute. The penalty for blasphemy. How was the Super Bowl? It was good. Hi. The penalty for blasphemy. Now the son of an Israelite woman whose father was an Egyptian went out among the children of Israel, and this Israelite woman's son and man of Israel fought each other in the camp, and the Israelite woman's son blasphemed the name of the Lord and cursed, and so they brought him to Moses. His mother's name was Shelomite, the daughter of Debri of the tribe of Dan. Then they put him in custody, that the mind of the Lord might be shown to them. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, take outside the camp him who has cursed, then let all who heard him lay their hands on his head, and let all the congregation stone him. We're reading the Bible. Then you shall speak to the children of Israel, saying, whoever curses his God shall bear his sin, and whoever blasphemes the name of the Lord shall surely be put to death. All the congregation shall certainly stone him, the stranger as well as him who is born in the land which he blasphemes the name of the Lord, he shall be put to death. 1 second, I'll be right back. Okay, did it. We transferred rooms. Okay, we're gonna read in my room now. Okay. Whoever kills any man shall surely be put to death. Whoever kills an animal shall make it good, animal for animal. If a man causes disfigurement of his neighbor, as he has done, so shall it be done to him. Fracture for fracture, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, as he has caused disfigurement of a man, so shall it be done to him. And whoever kills an animal shall restore it, but whoever kills a man shall be put to death. You shall have the same law for the stranger and for one from your own country, for I am the Lord your God. Then Moses spoke to the children of Israel, and they took outside the camp him who has cursed and stoned him with stones. So the children of Israel did as the Lord commanded Moses. Now we're on to chapter 25. Jumbo juice, not sponsored. The Sabbath of seventh year of the 7th year. And the Lord spoke to Moses on Mount Sinai, saying, Speak to the children of Israel and say to them, when you come into the land which I give you, then the land shall keep a Sabbath to the Lord. 6 years you shall sow your field, and 6 years you shall prune your vineyard and gather its fruit. But in the 7th year there shall be a Sabbath of solemn rest for the land, a Sabbath to the Lord. You shall neither sow your field, nor prune your vineyard. What grows of its own accord of your harvest you shall not reap, nor gather the grapes of your untended vine. For it is a year of rest for the land, and the Sabbath produce of the land shall be food for you, your male and female servants, your hired man, and the stranger who dwells with you, for your livestock and the beasts that are in your land. All its produce shall be for food. The year of Jubilee. And you shall count 7 Sabbaths of your years for yourself, 7 times 7 years, and the time of the 7 Sabbaths of years shall be to you 49 years. Then you shall cause the trumpet of the Jubilee to sound on the 10th day of the 7th month. On the day of atonement you shall make the trumpet to sound throughout all your land, and you shall consecrate the 50th year and proclaim liberty throughout all the land to all its inhabitants. It shall be a jubilee for you, and each of you shall return to his possession, and each of you shall return to his family. Their 50th year shall be a jubilee to you. In it you shall neither sow nor reap what grows of its own accord, nor gather the grapes of your untended vine, for it is the jubilee. It shall be holy to you. You shall eat its produce from the field. In this year of jubilee each of you shall return to his possession. And if you sell anything to your neighbor, or buy from your neighbor's hand, You shall not oppress one another. According to the number of years after the Jubilee, you shall buy from your neighbor, and according to the number of years of crops, he shall sell to you. According to the multitude of years, you shall increase its price, and according to the fewer number of years, you shall diminish its price, for he sells to you according to the number of the years of the crops. Therefore, you shall not oppress one another, but you shall fear your God, for I am the Lord your God. Provisions for the 7th year. So you shall observe my statutes and keep my judgments and perform them, and you will dwell in the land in safety. Then the land will yield its fruit, and you will eat your fill and dwell there in safety. Hello, you're welcome. Okay. And if you say, what shall we eat in the 7th year? Since we shall not sow nor gather in our produce, then I will command my blessing on you in the 6th year, and it will bring forth produce enough for 3 years. And you shall sow in the 8th year, and eat old produce until the 9th year, until its produce comes in. You shall eat of the old harvest. Redemption of property. The land shall not be sold permanently, for the land is mine. For you are strangers and sojourners with me, and in all the land of your possession you shall grant redemption of the land. If one of your brethren becomes poor and has sold some of his possessions, and if this redeeming relative comes to redeem it, then he may redeem what his brother sold. Or if the man has no one to redeem it, but he himself becomes able to redeem it, then let him count the years since its sale and restore the redeemer to reminder to the man to whom he sold it, that he may return to his possession. But if he is not able to have it restored to himself, then what was sold shall remain in the hand of him who brought it until the year of Jubilee, and in the Jubilee it shall be released, and he shall return to his possession. If a man sells a house in a walled city, then he may redeem it within a whole year after it is sold. Within a full year he may redeem it. But if it is not redeemed within the space of a full year, then the house in the walled city shall belong permanently to him who brought it throughout his generations. It shall not be released in the Jubilee. Whoever the houses of villages which have no wall around them shall be counted as the fields of the country. They may be redeemed, and they shall be released in the Jubilee. Nevertheless, the cities of the Levites and the houses in the cities of their possession the Levites may redeem at any time, and if a man purchases a house from the Levites, then the house that was sold in the city of his possession shall be released in the Jubilee, for the houses in the cities of the Levites are their possession among the children of Israel. But the field of the common land of their cities may not be sold, for it is their perpetual possession. Lending to the poor. If one of your brethren becomes poor and falls into poverty among you, then you shall help him like a stranger or sojourner, that he may live with you. Take no usury or interest from him, but fear your God, that your brother may live with you. You shall not lend him your money for usury, nor lend him your food at a profit. I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to give you the land of Canaan and to be your God. The law concerning slavery. And if one of your brethren who dwells by you becomes poor and sells himself to you, you shall not compel him to serve as a slave, as a hired servant and a sojourner. He shall be with you and shall serve you until the year of Jubilee. And then he shall depart from you, he and his children with him, and shall return to his own family. He shall return to the possession of his fathers, for they are my servants, whom I brought out of the land of Egypt. They shall not be sold as slaves. You shall not rule over him with rigor, but you shall fear your God. And as for your male and female slaves, whom you may have from the nations that are around you, from them you may buy male and female slaves. Moreover, you may buy the children of the strangers who dwell among you, and their families who are with you, which they begot in your land, and they shall become your property, and you may take them as an inheritance for your children after you, to inherit them as a possession. They shall be your permanent slaves, but regarding your brethren, the children of Israel, you shall not rule over one another with rigor. Now if a sojourner or stranger close to you becomes rich, and one of your brethren who dwells by him becomes poor, and sells himself to the stranger or sojourner close to you, or to a member of the stranger's family, after he is sold, he may be redeemed again. One of his brothers may redeem him, or his uncle or his uncle's son may redeem him, or anyone who is near to kin to him in his family may redeem him, or if he is able, he may redeem him. Thus he shall reckon with him who brought him. The price of his release shall be according to the number of years from the year that he was sold to him until the year of Jubilee. It shall be according to the time of a hired servant for him. If there are still many years remaining according to them, he shall repay the price of his redemption from the money with which he was bought. And if there remain but a few years until the year of Jubilee, then he shall reckon with him, and according to his years he shall repay him the price of his redemption. He shall be with him as a yearly hired servant, and he shall not rule with rigor over him in your sight. And if he is not redeemed in these years, then he shall be released in the year of Jubilee, he and his children with him. For the children of Israel are servants to me. They are my servants whom I brought out of the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. That is it. Good job, guys. Thanks for sticking with me, all three of you. All right, we can cross out our day's reading. I don't really have that much to update you all on because I kind of streamed earlier, but what has happened since is I went to the gym, and then I went to get some jamba juice, and that's all that I did. You're welcome. Yeah, I'm trying to read the Bible every day. So far this year, I've read every day. So that's good. Give me your answer. No, I don't want to marry you. I don't want to marry anyone right now. Marriage. Doing great. Keep showing up. Thank you. Oh, thank you guys. You guys are sweet. Such a great book. Welcome. I like getting the berry protein drink. It has whey protein, and I put like a multivitamin boost in it. It has strawberries and bananas. You put whey protein in your coffee. Every day I'm hustling. Whey, Ovaltine, and milk in your coffee. That's a lot of stuff. How was my day? It was good. We watched the Super Bowl. You and I, we all watched the Super Bowl together. Good night. Yeah, if you missed it, we did a whole live stream of watching the Super Bowl earlier. It's making you healthy. I guess the whey protein is good for you. Vanilla protein powder is good in coffee. I went to the gym and sat in the hot tub, and this guy, this older black guy, was telling me how pretty I am and giving me all sorts of compliments. And I was telling him about my house. He's like, "You're too pretty to be in a little house. You should be in a big house." I'm like, "Yeah, I know that. I know that. Don't I know that?" My security is with the Lord. My security is with the Lord. I don't even know what that means. We can build it. it was just like a snowball effect of building it. We just start hammering and putting boards up and doing things. At least he was respectful, I hope. Yeah, he got a little close, but it was closing time, so he left to go change. But you learn how to talk to people with phlebotomy and Uber and all that, so neutralize the situation. Yesterday, this one guy was telling me about his pen, and he gave me his pen and I put it in the Uber app and it wasn't right, and I was like, sir, it's not right, like, is there another pen? And he like was like, oh, like that should be it, blah, blah, blah. And he gave me the same pen over and over, so I kept on punching it in thinking it was a mistake or something, and then the Uber app kicked him off from me. So I was like, sir, like, you have to order it again or else you have to get out of the car because you ordered someone else or whatever, because the pen wasn't right and I did it so many times and he couldn't hear me. I could hear his hearing aids like buzzing, so he couldn't hear me. I was like, sir, you have to either order it again or get out of the car. And then he goes, you're a Subaru, right? Or whatever other car that he ordered. I'm like, no, I'm a gray Prius. And he goes, you're a gray whatever, such and such. I'm like, no, I'm a gray Prius. And then I go, you ordered someone else. And I said, you have to get out of the car. And he's like, oh, I gladly or whatever. So he gets out of the car and he forgot his glasses. And I just missed him. I rolled down my window and I said, sir. And he didn't reply, so I just threw the glasses out the window. I just threw the glasses out the window. I was pretty upset. Yeah, we watched the Super Bowl. And then drove away. I'm like, I got frustrated. They were just sunglasses. They weren't prescription, I don't think. Who are you voting for to win the Super Bowl? I was hoping for the Chiefs. NFL is ranked. Maybe. But yeah, that was my update. Karma is gonna come back to me and bite me on the butt. we're not perfect people. Sometimes we do things that are not great. You used to love football. But yeah, I will, yeah, hopefully you found them. Or they might have been underneath someone's wheel and the car crushed them. I did already read the Bible. Now I'm telling you about my sins. Well, Chloe, I hope you have a great night. Gonna start my reading for the night. Good night. I'm going to be, yeah, karma's gonna get me. Well, yeah. But thanks for watching. Much love and peace. I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.